There are rumors that disappear as fast as they appear, cheap gossip, thin speculation, noise with no echo. And then there are rumors that spread slowly, almost elegantly, whispered in dressing rooms, murmured between stylists and managers, carried through production offices, and finally delivered in half-sentences over expensive dinners. The kind of rumor that doesn't explode, it seeps, it settles, and suddenly it is everywhere. In the case of Barış Baktaş, one particular whisper has become the dominant soundtrack of the industry's backstage conversations. Some people are saying his baby bears a striking resemblance to Yağmur Yüksel. Not because of science. Not because of certainty. But because imagination, memory, and unresolved stories do not obey logic. No one is accusing. No one is confirming. Yet no one can deny that the comparison is spreading like a scent in a closed room, subtle at first, then undeniable. The first people who noticed weren't journalists. They were makeup artists, longtime crew members, those who have seen countless celebrity romances bloom and collapse behind the camera. They say they noticed something familiar in the baby's eyes, a softness, a certain expression, a shadow of someone who no longer stands beside Barış, but still lingers in the story like a ghost on the edge of the frame. They didn't say it with malice. They said it with surprise. With that quiet hesitation of people who cannot understand why their minds reached for a forgotten name. After all, years ago, people believed that if Barış ever had a family, it would be with Yagmar. Their names were tied together long before reality rearranged itself. Their connection, whether it was love, friendship, or a fragile mix of both, always carried the scent of unfinished. They were not a couple anymore, yet the audience never learned how to stop imagining them as one. Time passed. Lives changed. Barış married. Life moved forward decisively. And still, something refused to settle. That is the danger of nostalgia in the entertainment world, it never fully dies, it hides, waiting for a single spark. And this spark arrived in the form of a baby photo, a captured expression, an innocent face that had nothing to do with the emotional baggage adults carry, yet instantly awakened every old whisper in the city with the cruel precision only memory can summon. Of course, rational minds dismiss the idea. Genes are unpredictable. Babies often resemble someone one day and someone else the next. And yet, in this industry, perception has always been more powerful than facts. Perception writes headlines. Perception builds careers and ruins reputations. Perception decides who is innocent and who is guilty long before proof arrives. And in this case, perception has begun to gather energy. Even more intriguing, Yagmar has stayed silent. Not defensive, not offended, not amused, simply silent. She did not post mysterious quotes. She did not disappear dramatically. She did not laugh anything off. She just continued her life, calm and distant, as if she refuses to lend oxygen to a fire someone else wants to ignite. That silence is being studied, interpreted, replayed. In a world where everyone explains themselves too quickly, silence reads like confidence. It reads like mystery. It reads like truth, even when it isn't. As for Barış, insiders say he carries himself with the same composed dignity he always has. But those who truly know him hint that fatherhood changed him not only with joy, but also with a strange and almost poetic heaviness. He smiles, but sometimes his smile looks like a man holding two stories inside him, the story he lives now, and the shadow of the story that could have been. Some say he avoids certain questions too smoothly. Some say he becomes thoughtful when someone unexpectedly mentions the past. Some say he has mastered the art of answering without speaking. And some, the ones who claim to know him most, quietly admit that behind the proud father there is a man who still carries emotion he never fully unpacked. Meanwhile, the public reacts with predictable hunger. Some fans defend him fiercely, cutting off the rumor at every chance, declaring loyalty stronger than any whisper. Others lean into the drama, screen-grabbing photos, and comparing features like amateur detectives. And then there is the third group, the ones who do not join the debate, but simply watch, fascinated by the fragile line between fate and coincidence. Because deep down, people love the idea that destiny is stubborn, that even when lovers part, life finds tiny ways to echo what once was. This rumor did not arise because someone wanted scandal. It arose because no one ever truly believed the story between Barış and Yagmar was finished. Fans always felt there was something unspoken, something soft and unresolved between them, a tenderness that was never fully extinguished, only tucked away, hidden to make room for duty, responsibility, and the polished image adulthood demands. And now, a child's eyes, innocent, wide, unaware, have reopened that chapter in the public imagination. Not because there is truth behind it, but because emotion is often stronger than reality. The industry thrives on memory. Fans thrive on longing. And sometimes a baby's expression becomes the mirror in which everyone projects what they once believed, what they once wanted, or what they never accepted letting go. No one says the rumor is real. No one knows if it ever meant to be more than a fleeting thought. But one thing is certain. The past has a way of breathing again when no one expects it. And sometimes the most delicate stories are not the ones shouted, but the ones whispered quietly enough to sound like possibility. The cameras will keep rolling. Life will continue. Families will stay families. Yet somewhere in the corners of conversation, in trailer rooms, agency calls, and stylists' WhatsApp groups, one sentence will continue to drift softly. Doesn't that baby look just a little like Yagmar? Not accusation. Not conclusion. Just sentiment, floating in the space between memory and imagination. And that is how legends, and scars, are born in this industry. Not through fact. Through wonder.